Hello and welcome to Game 2. Weekend Warriors Alpha on the left-hand side, and on the right we have GYF. Now, opening up the bands is Seraphine on the left-hand side. We could be seeing more bands targeting teamfight compositions.
Well, I think GYF is a bit of a mouthful to say, so is it GIF or GIF? Or GIF?
I reckon
Huh?
we'll go with GIF this game. Or, sorry, GIF.
Yeah, good. Good. Okay, so seeing the Udi band first added by GYF, and it's not very surprising. It's a very strong juggler and good to remove from the pool.
And the set could be a comfort ban against Pixie. Pixie commonly showing in good form when it comes to tournament games and especially the streamed ones. So very interested to see what Pixie does within this game.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the final ban. The first little round of bans. Seeing what they're gonna ban out. Might be another Morgana ban. They want to get out more junglers. Or it might be, taking their time. And Arthas.
Have not seen a Karthus played or banned in a while. However, he is an ability power-based jungler. While he may have less prominence rather than Morgana and Rumble, due to, his clear speed has that same, I guess you could say, tempo to it. But in terms of his pressure on the map, like pre-6 without his ult, it's not a whole lot unless the stars align and he's able to walk into a lane with W. It's a bit of a odd ban, but on the left-hand side at the moment, first pick coming out from Weekend Warriors Alpha is Diana.
Now, do you reckon that is going to be placed in the mid lane or in the jungle?
So Diana jungle and mid lane are both very strong at the moment. Now they did hit Diana jungle's sustain a bit a few patches ago. It did slightly affect mid lane, but Diana is more favorable in the mid. However, if you need to flex it, Diana jungle, the nerf was not as hard as, say, Morgana jungle's nerf. So being able to play it in both spots at the moment, still very open.
Yeah, and that is most likely why they decided to first pick it. Just a little bit of versatility, wait to see a bit more of GYF's hand, see what they want to be picking.
And then looking over at GIF with the Olaf Lulu, a very strong combination there. Olaf, when you pick him, generally needs an enabler, which typically defaults to Karma, but Lulu does the exact same thing. However, her move speed is a bit stronger than Karma's. So very interesting to see these team fights when they use that Olaf with the ult. Does Lulu use her abilities on Olaf, or does she use them on the ADC? What will they be going for? They'll be going more for a ranged carry at the backline. They've banned out Senna, so you can't really have that range. But Jinx is a nice fallback option, same with the Caitlyn. But Lulu's going to have an important decision here to make somewhere in the team fights. And then looking over to the left-hand side.
Yeah, I find it interesting that they did decide to pick up their mid laner there to show their hand and reveal that Diana is going to be going in the jungle instead. But I like it to me that they decided to pick their mid laner over their top or their ADC, which are both champions they could have picked to hide the location of the Diana for a bit longer, but apparently they decided that picking up that Syndra there is more important than hiding that info.
Exactly, and going from that, we saw the Kai'Sa ban for the fourth ban coming out from GIF. That Kai'Sa would have been so lethal in that composition, being able to dive with Diana, having that early lane with Nautilus as well, stacking her passive off of Nautilus's crowd control, and also having that answer with Jinx's late game. Now what I'm looking at, they don't really have that late game answer just yet, so we'll have to see what they pick next. Do they pick the Vayne to try and outkite Olaf and have that late game scaling with Jinx, but have a few range issues? Or do they go for something more that pressures early and forfeit that late game?
Just have to wait until they decide. And like you said, they could pick that carry and that peel, like with a champion like Vayne, but then you're going to be playing Vayne into a Jinx Lulu late game. Even though the Vayne scaling is nice, it's going to be pretty hard for her to play the fights if GYF are playing the fights properly. So it's going to be interesting to see what they decide here.
It's already going to be very difficult trying to pick an AD carry around Lulu Olaf. The Kai'Sa would have been the best option, granting herself movement speed, able to ult away if they try to counter a dive. So the Vayne pick, resetting her Qs off of an auto attack after Q, is really the only major option to try and out-kite an Olaf other than Caitlyn, which Caitlyn hasn't been too prominent in the meta. We're going to see a Kled picked up for, the side of Weekend Warriors, and we're also seeing a Sivir for the ADC.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the fact they already had picked themselves an AP jungle, I would say there was an argument for picking AP Twitch there, as he can keep at range, deal lots of damage, and just stay away, keep that range advantage that Twitch can hold with that ultimate. Particularly since he's AP Twitch, he uses that cast, slows them down a lot, applies a lot of stacks, and just bursts them down with his Contaminate. But they already picked an AP mid-end jungle, so they are going to go with an ADC in the form of Sivir, who can also do a decent job of keeping range.
What a incredibly dangerous late game we are seeing on the side of GIF. We have Ornn, Jinx, and Lulu, with Sylas able to steal Diana's ult, Sivir's ult, Nautilus's, or Kled's. A lot of versatility coming from that Sylas pick in the mid lane.
Yes, indeed. Sylas has some pretty nice ults to pick up that, just as the Diana ult can be game-changing for the Weekend Alpha, Weekend Warriors Alpha, the Sylas stealing the Diana ult can be pretty impactful for GYF.
Absolutely. Now, looking at the matchups, Kled into Ornn. More favorable towards the Kled, however, Ornn is very easily able to clear a lot of minions by his tower. He's a very safe top laner, rounded the same as Malphite. So long as Ornn can survive the lane phase, same with Jinx and Lulu against that Nautilus Sivir, the game is definitely looking more towards GIF. But as we saw from last game, it was the same case from game 1 with Defiance versus Kraken, and Defiance were able to find so many early leads in their lane phase. They've got a lot of ganks set up mid lane and bot lane, not so much on the Kled. However, he does have options, so Diana could effectively play around a lot of lanes this game.
Yeah, but talking about that first game, how you said that one team does have a stronger team fight, and in this game it is arguably GYF having a much stronger team fight in these later game fights. I think it's going to be a lot harder for Weekend Warriors Alpha to gain those leads that the players were able to get in that last game compared to being in this game, because in this game it's going to be a Kled trying to whittle down an Ornn. It's going to be pretty hard to do, as Ornn is a very tanky boy. There are a few champions that still feels like a tank in the current meta.
Absolutely, so Diana's going to have to focus more around the mid and bot side this game to really snowball them, as opposed to Kled. So Kled, unless he can get a few solo kills early, would not be the solo carry.
Yeah, and I think that is about all we have to say until we wait for the spectator delay. Do you have any final words?
No, not for the moment, and with that being said, we will see you in-game. Don't go anywhere.
Minions spawn.
Hello and welcome to Game 2, Weekend Warriors Alpha versus GIF. Early invade coming up from Weekend Warriors already with that early crowd control on Nolus, having that dredge line with the auto, got the passive root, a lot of damage able to come out, and this could be it. Jish caught out completely, Ignite goes down, First Blood goes over to Khaled, getting that early vision as well, and thus the snowball starts in the top lane.
Yeah. I actually see the absolute disaster as he just stands there, completely unknowing that all 5 members of the enemy team are standing in the bush directly next to him. And that nice little First Blood is going to help it play out. And interestingly, I guess it's probably because Kled just wanted to get it back, and this is better for the wave management, but Kled is going to the mid lane at the moment.
So opting for the complete swap around, Syndra is in the top with Pixie running into mid. Now looking back at what he has spent that First Blood on, he's got a Ruby Crystal. Looking for a quick little trade against One For All in mid lane. Bot lane already pushing up as well. So Ornn gonna have a bit of a slower game than finding that First Blood Kled.
Yeah. Be able to chill out a little bit.
It's going to come out. One For All going to get bursted down. Flash comes out from both mid laners, and Pixie, what a bursted kill for Solo in the mid lane.
And Kled is 2-0, 2 minutes into the game. Let's see how long he can keep that up. But yeah, getting a big lead on Kled is going to be very nice. Like we said, we doubted that it was going to be happening into this top lane, into this Ornn. But it's like, alright, I'll just do it into the Silas instead.
Casual going to get chunked down by Galaxy with the electrocute. Thing about shoving Syndra in the top lane is AP tends to come online so much faster in the early game. Now where that gets counteracted is once Ornn buys Merc Treads, there's going to be a lot less damage coming out from Syndra, so she has to keep bursting him down, as we just saw. He can get half health at the moment off of QWE with electrocute, but that's going to change very quickly. So whether Diana can force something in the top lane, because Ornn's going to get a lot of value from Merc Treads.
Now here's the question. Do you think when they can both get a good back, Kled and Syndra are going to go back to their respective lanes? Or do you think they'll just stay there? I personally reckon they are going to stay with Kled in mid and Syndra in the top lane, since Kled is going to do such a good job of fighting this Silas champion that wants to fight and get like big leads. And Syndra's pretty alright of just chilling here and farming up for the most part.
Well, we just saw at the moment with Kled teleporting mid, a Galaxy taking a lot of damage from Casual here. Not going to be able to get killed, but very close to it. Diana opting to pass through mid lane towards getting the double scuttle.
Yep. And it appears that the it appears the Sivir is going the Manamir build. I haven't seen that champion for so long that bloody name has slipped my mind. So you really don't see her getting played very often unless she's got randomly picked in an A round. And if anyone's played against her much, you'll know how annoying that lethality build can be when she just hit autos the wave a few times and you just get absolutely chunked if one of those autos flings around and hits you.
Yeah, once she gets serrated Dirk, her Q will be able to one-shot the caster minions at the back, so she's going to be so strong in getting prio in lanes for the early game and the mid game. Whether they can do anything with that is another question to ask once the first drag spawns. We're looking at another early trade in the mid lane. One For All in a lot of trouble here. Pixie not going to quite go into Kled form, but One For All will have to back. Now he still has teleport, so he will not miss minions if Kled decides to full shove this, and if Silas decides to teleport back. But as we're seeing, Pixie able to push out so much damage after he got that back after killing Silas for the second time, getting that pickaxe. So much damage coming out for Kled.
Yeah. And he's already formed himself a 1k gold lead. But 700 of that were from kills, but this is already a huge lead for how early this is into the game. And if he's able to keep this up, it's going to be very dangerous for the side of GYF.
Now, Siva going the Warhammer over Serrated Dirk. Could still one-shot the caster minions. Haven't tested it myself, but opting more for ability haste into this lane. Getting more Q poke off rather than stronger Qs. Now Pixie's going to opt for another trade. However, he does not know that Jish was waiting for that moment. One for all, still almost getting bursted down completely. Skull not quite leaving Kled's side.
Yep. But is pretty close to it.
Now we've got Sparky pushing a little bit too far forward. Has the spell shield to go through the Jinx route. Not much is going to happen there. That could have been far more detrimental if Lulu was able to pop that spell shield first. But Norlis roaming mid, trying to turn something from Jish's play.
Yeah. And the first Drake is going to be a Mountain Drake. However, as the lane phases are, unless one team tries to sneak it, there's really not going to be many big fights over it. And judging by both team comps, I doubt either team really wants to hard fight for anything, other than all the brawls that will be happening in this mid lane.
Kled gonna get knocked out of Skull form, a lot of damage coming out in the top lane as well. Galaxy taking a trade with Casual, both gonna end up roughly the same stacks out of it. That's Silas, able to start turning a few of these trades now that Kled lost his ultimate from that previous Jish gank. Olaf blowing that early, forcing Kled to run away after the fact. Could have stopped a lot of kill pressure going in mid lane, and Casual opting for trying to go for the solo kill on ult drops. Galaxy Bear's going to get caught by another auto, and Jif gets Galaxy Bear in the top lane. Now looking over the bot lane, one man has been polymorphed. He has nowhere to go. He has flash, but opting not to use it. Goes down to the Olaf. Now Gryffindor looking for something, trying to return in the top lane. Not going to happen. Ornn very tanky, has that magic resist on the Negatron cloak.
Yes, and Jish is just coming for the repeat gank, seeing if they can get anything out of Sparky. But Sparky has the vision, notices it coming, and doesn't have to blow anything to get out of there.
Absolutely not, and Olaf getting the control ward on Dragon, getting that vision prio. Kled has roamed down. They didn't spot him on a vision particularly, but Silas pinging it for Olaf, saying, hey, you might be getting converged on. The job with that control ward and running straight back to his jungle, going to get opt for the Gromp, restoring all of his health, mana. Now they're going to see Diana posturing for the Dragon.
Yeah, and with the Jinx backing and really still running to lane, it should be a pretty free Drake this side of Weekend Warriors Alpha.
Yep, Gryffindor, Maddie have started. The Dragon is now at 1,000 health. They're just going to give it. Jish is farming towards his top side. Jinx and Lulu had to reset. They've seized the opportunity, Weekend Warriors, to get that Dragon. Well, that's going to help as well. Siva did not have to be in lane, shoving that prio, while she can easily set her team up for Dragon. Once she hits 6, once she gets the Dirk and starts one-shotting all the backline minions, wasn't so much of a factor here.
Yeah. Just punishing the reset done by the GYF bot lane to get a free Drake. Very well done. And this game is probably, other than brawls happening in the lanes, there's not going to be really any actual fights happening, because both teams are pretty chill with the scaling. Kled is going to try and be Kled and get as many kills as possible. But
off at the back of that Dragon play, Olaf is opting for the Herald. They have it warded up. They have the control ward in pit as well, so they know that Diana does not see him doing this. Kled has gone MIA, could be checking the Herald right now. If he spots Olaf, we don't know the health of the Herald just yet. Olaf backing off completely, doesn't know where Diana is. While she cannot contest Herald as she has just reset, they don't know that.
yeah. And Olaf also doesn't really feel up to trying to fight the Kled without knowing where the Diana is either. Because that Kled is getting fairly scary. He's got himself his Tiamat and is working towards that Titanic Hydra, I do believe.
So getting that Tiamat, he's now able to push about as fast as Sivir, getting constant prio for their jungler to invade the Olaf. Now while if they get found, Diana might not be able to 1v1 Olaf, especially at this point in the game. Setting it up, getting that mid lane prio, getting that bot lane prio, you could look for 3-man invades with Nautilus, Sivir and Olaf, or just the mid lane with Kled and Diana.
Yeah. And the Olaf is going for a very interesting gank. He snuck himself into the alcove and chilling there a bit.
Now there's going to be a bot lane hook at the moment. Dredge line hitting at max range. Lucky's going to get the root off as well. They could look to turn a kill. Ignite dropped onto Lucky. Lulu able to get him out. Not any traded kills just yet, but certainly the pressure has been set up. Maddie able to sustain through pots. Looking for something. They're keeping this wave shoved right next to tower. They want to look for something before they reset. Now looking over the top lane. Kled ult drops in on his court. There is no way he can go at the moment. Hooked back in. Casual falls to the side of Wigan Warriors.
Yep. And that is 3 ults used by the side of the Weekend Warriors. That's Kled, Diana, and Syndra ults, obviously, as they're the only ones there. It's going to be interesting seeing whether GYF are able to do anything with their ult advantage, or whether all those ults used are just going to be a free kill and no loss for their team.
Absolutely, Kled opting back to shove in that wave, getting that crashing, resets it in the mid for when the wave returns, whether he wants to shove it again or look for a reset. He saw Silas trying to reset just now. Now Silas opting to stay as well, not wanting to miss a full wave. But Kled can keep him here as long as he wants with that Tiamat, able to shove as fast as Sivir.
Yeah, but Kled is doing a pretty good job of shoving the waves and looking for just cause pressure on the map by disappearing from sight.
Here comes Maddie pressuring forward. Lulu very close to that dredge line. Now it was Maddie's level 6 to Gift's level 7 bot lane, but Gryffindor not far behind. Sivir starting to shove the wave as well. They're pushed back under tower. Now while they're not the ones with Herald, they could look for bot lane turret.
Yeah. The next Drake is spawning in 40 seconds. Olaf is trying to get up some vision around the pit.
Kled does not know. He's walking up with a Olaf, Silas, and Ornn surrounding him from all sides. They're converging. Can he get out? Pixie dashes through the Olaf. Not able to get caught just yet.
The answer to that question is yes, barely a scratch to his health bar. However, there is going to be a lot of damage done to this tower.
Herald has dropped in bot lane. One through taking a lot of damage from Kled. Now they're looking to turn the fight. Skull able to save him from the Ornn's E, but not the ult. Gryffindor going to get caught as well in the Ornn ram. Gryffindor going to fall down now. Skull's going to come back. Can he clutch this fight? Skull popped once again. One for all goes down. That's a killing spree for Kled. Can he look to turn this even further? Jish almost walks into Kled's shotgun for a 1 for 2, but it stays 1 for 1. And here comes the Jinx rocket! Jinx gets the Kled with the snipe.
Yeah, and that's going to be very nice for Jinx. Jinx has been getting pushed in a lot and taking a lot of abuse, and hasn't been able to really keep up the farm. That shutdown is so nice. It puts her into nearly equal gold with the Sivir, who's just been ahead of farm of her the entire game. It's going to start helping her put out some more damage.
Galaxy getting the first tower of the game, though they drop Herald bot. There's a TP coming in behind Galaxy Bear. Can he burst down Jish fast enough? But the sustain is able to save his life and take Syndra's first tower, falling for a death.
Yeah, and that was just a very nice teleport by Ornn. It forces Syndra to try and go for the kill, and Syndra just wasn't able to get to it. Ornn didn't teleport there. Syndra was being very cool, just walking away. But that wasn't able to happen.
Losing that vision on the Olaf in the bush was crucial to Olaf turning that just now, being able to avoid any auto attacks, dropping that control ward. Smart play by Jish.
Yeah, that was very smartly done. And that was a second Drake picked up by the side of Weekend Warriors Alpha. The Rift is going to be an Infernal. And that's a very scary soul for the enemy team to acquire. So the GYF guys are going to have to start looking at taking these dragons and defending them if they don't want to just lose to Soul.
Weekend Warriors very set up. Soul is a win condition for both teams at the moment, while Baron Siege also opts for the side of Weekend Warriors, getting that really fast prio from lane phase, multiply that and take it to late game with a Baron buff. And there's a lot of Siege potential on the side of Weekend. Now, the Soul, while it's more favored towards GIF, having a Syndra, Diana, and Sivir with that Soul, scratch that, a fight is happening in the mid lane. Norla's going to get picked off as well from the fight that he started. Dredgeline connects on one for all. Played, going to drop back down to Skarl. Olaf has popped as well, and the skill shots coming from Gryffindor and Syndra. Not Syndra, sorry, Sivir. Pop the Silas, and now Diana weaving the trail once again. Jinx is going to fall down, that's a triple kill for Diana. Casual looking for a flank ult with the Ornn. Able to find Galaxy Bear. E barely misses the terrain. Galaxy's going to have to flash anyway. Kled looking for a re-engage. Comes back with Skarl, Jish, and Casual in a bad spot at the moment. They could look to try and turn a 3v2. Jish has a lot of sustain, which we just saw, and Olaf with a lot of close CC. They're going to opt to just walk through the bot lane push. Going back into Raptors, backing off.
Yeah. In that it's going to be a very nice little pickup by this side, well, for the Diana. Getting that gold is super nice, as you really want that Diana ult to be doing as much damage as possible. So getting gold into her is going to be very nice. So since she's going to be going for that natural streak, allows her to farm her jungle at quite bloody insanely fast clear speeds. She's going to start stacking up and becoming an absolute menace.
In that fight, Gryffindor able to see two separate opportunities amidst the chaos, throwing the Qs, weaving through the minions, through the champions, getting Jinx and Silas caught unaware.
Yep. And we do see that Diana has picked herself up a Balmy Cinder. She is going to go for a more bruiser-oriented build, mostly picking up that natural tooth as a soul damage item, and then going to more tankiness. Focusing more on the utility of getting into the fights, applying that slow flying damage, applying that ultimate into the team fight while trying to just remain alive and let her more squishy damage dealers such as Syndra and Sivir put out lots of damage.
Now we're seeing a lot of aggressive plays from both teams. Kills currently at 7-7, gold lead 2,000 towards the side of Weekend. While Diana has a lot of kills, and Kled has a lot of kill participation with only one death, Olaf on the side of GIF could be able to turn things now that he has 4 kills, 1 death, 2 assists. So almost 100% KP. But speaking of, he's going to get caught in his jungle. Unsolvable's going to be popped a little too late, gets dragged back, sends a Kled back with a blast cone, but it's not going to be enough. Gryffindor able to chase him down, Dredgeline not having to come out just yet. Doesn't need to blow himself on the Unsolvable ult. They have Rift Herald they could try and use to break mid T1 now that it is 5-4 on the map and 5-2 in the mid lane.
Yeah, and the Olaf forgot that unstoppable means unstoppable and is not able to fling himself with a blast plant and dies instead of just flashing away.
An oversight that is easy to make. Now Galaxy Bear's going to get caught in the flank by Casual, not going to fall just yet. Casual going to have to flash away, pops a blast cone, but Diana goes with him. Can he pop that blast cone and send Gryffindor back? And he can! No kill's going to be traded just yet, but a very dangerously close call. Rifthold going to get the charge onto tier 2. Are we going to look for another mid-fight here? Ornn drops back, but Lucky is getting bursted down by the Sivir. One Maddie may fall to tower. Flash forward from Olaf, and the Sivir Q's got to get Jinx through everyone. Jish, though he got hit by the Q first, the collateral damage. Now just going to look for Casual as well with the Q. Casual going to have to back off as well, unless he wants to share the same fate as the Jinx. A lot of Sivir damage coming through, though she hasn't finished Dustblade. The man immune with Serrated Dirk. Although the damage falls off only slightly if someone jumps in front of it, it wasn't enough to save the Jinx.
Yeah. I've got to say this before, Olaf is getting attacked again.
Another fight happening around the dragon. Now Weekend Warriors are on soul point. Kled flashes forward, stops the Ornn E with Gryffindor's ult. That's on Diana. Olaf is going to full casual, maybe in the same predicament, but Silas coming in with the Herald as well. That utility we're talking about in Champions, so like using right now. Gryffindor falls down, Pixie's about to lose Scar. Once he loses that, he has his shotgun to try and get away, but he has nowhere to go. One for All's E is back up, but the kill goes over to Lulu.
Yeah, and so we're talking about is while the utility is going to be really nice with Diana going that more tank-oriented build, Silas, the larger amounts of AP he's going to be getting, is going to be really hurting with that Diana ult.
Absolutely. We saw them get the dragon, they were trying to look for that extra pick, and while they got the Olaf, they pushed a little too far into their jungle after they got that tier 2 turret, and the resets happened. Ornn got his health back, came down, Jinx was respawning, Lulu was respawning, Silas was respawning as well. Chasing that far into your jungle should be assumed that they're going to start to rotate down, so getting that Olaf pick, while it was nice, a bit too far.
Yeah, a bit too greedy for those kills. But they're not going to lose too much for it. The Baron just spawning and it was on the opposite side of the map, so that side weren't really able to look for any objectives from those kills they acquired. And as such, it is going to be a little bit of gold in their pockets, but nothing more than that.
So looking back over the items, we now are looking at a finished Duskblade from Sivir, and Muramana has completed as well with Ionian Boots of Lucidity. For Sivir, the 3 Musketeer items have been made. Jinx is going to start getting chunked down by Sivir at a very long range. Lulu's going to have to watch out for the Sivir Q, chucking the E down on that, as opposed to trying to prevent Syndra or Diana. But where that comes into play is Jinx is going to have to position so carefully in these fights. If she steps too close to Syndra, she gets stunned, she's going to die. If she steps too close to Diana, she's going to get one-shot and die. If she steps too close to Sivir, she's going to get half health.
And by too close, you mean in range of Q, which is longer than her attack range.
Distance.
But yeah, the Jinx will be having to position very carefully to try and stay alive in the team fight. That's what playing good ADC is all about. Careful positioning to stay alive as long as possible, or putting out as much damage as possible.
Definitely a difficult game for Lucky. Now he has that rapid fire cannon to help him out a little bit off of that reset. We'll see what he can do. And as Jinx levels up her Q, which is going to finish... Actually, no, it finished 2 levels ago, sorry. It's at a maximum range that Lucky can possibly get this game. Now that first auto attack, while it can probably outrange Sivir's Q if she runs away fast enough after the auto happens, it's going to be rough game. Rapid fire cannon being a nice little lifesaver.
Yes, indeed. And what do you think the Jinx should be looking to build from here to try and stay alive?
So looking at their team to try and stay alive particularly, there's not a lot that she really can do. Phantom Dancer is your next bet, but her problem at the moment isn't so much trying to out-kite, it's just trying to not get hit. So to start progging that Phantom Dancer for the move speed, she's going to need to be near a minion wave or something to auto-attack to begin that. And when you're looking for these Baron and Dragon fights, there's nothing to hit unless it's a ward, or unless it's, I guess, another champion. If Norla steps too far forward, if Kled engages and the backline's a little too slow. But at the moment, she's opting for Infinity Edge, which is very good into that team because they're only big frontline tankers, Nautilus, but Kled's Bruiser, and they've got 3 squishy damage dealers. So Jinx, if she doesn't get basically deleted from the game, she's going to be such a massive threat once that Infinity Edge is completed.
I'm not so sure she's going for Infinity Edge here. She has 2 longswords. I think she might even be going for a Collector.
Could be going for Collector. Collector does serve the same purpose as Eye-Edge, but not exactly a core item, and Kled is going for the big engage on here. Oh, Norla's ult has dropped on a Lucky. Lulu ult dropped as well. Olaf being caught too far forward. Gonna drop for Galaxy Bear. Galaxy Bear lives. Pixie gets a kill onto Jish. Gryffindor's gonna get exhausted, trying to one-shot the Jinx. A lot happening right now. Sparky got to get the Silas as well. Ornn flashes over the wall, trying to catch the Lulu. Lulu's going to have to flash as well. Manages to dodge the Ornn knockup. Now Ornn's in the spot of bother. Sparky going to get the Lulu, got to get the Ornn And that is a double kill for Siva.
And that is also going to be Infernal Soul for the side of Weekend Warriors Alpha. And that is absolutely terrifying for a lot of members on their team, particularly that Siva. Suddenly that long-range Siva Q hitting you also has the Infernal Explosion proc, and suddenly that's going to be doing a lot more damage. It's going to be hurting a lot. And also, it looks like I was wrong about what the Jinx was building. I was a fool, and she was actually building into the Lord Dominic's Regard, which is a very smart choice when Cled's building tank, Diana's building tank, and Nautilus is, of course, building tank.
Jinx being the only one to survive from that fight. Managed to get away from the Diana dive. Most likely without exhaust. Lulu peeling for Jinx very well, but giving her life for it. Needs more cooldown reduction, but can she try and find some more assists off of plays engaged by the Ornn, Silas, or the Olaf? Funneling more gold. Once she gets enough ability haste, Jinx is going to get safer and safer and safer. Same with that late game composition when you've got the Ornn and you've got the Jinx. Now that they have the Infernal Soul on the side of Weekend Warriors, they're going to have to look to use so much over the map.
Yeah, and it's important to point out that Siva just bought herself a Serpent's Fang. That is going to reduce the effectiveness of this Lulu by quite a lot. And suddenly the Jinx is in a lot more danger, even with the Lulu protecting her.
Very good itemization here by Sparky. Knows exactly what to build, and we just saw it now. Casual, the Guardian proc from Lulu on the Q. Although not too detrimental that Casual got hit by that, we saw it burst the Guardian and go through into roughly 200 health. Now if we see that on Jinx, that could be half healthing or 3/4 healthing the Jinx if she gets hit.
Yeah, that is very scary. It's definitely showing the power of what a Vitality Siva can do.
As we were talking about, hold on, Jinx has been stunned, and Lucky not going to get one shot with the Lulu ult, but Galaxy Bear flashes forward to secure the kill. Same with Nautilus. Dredgeline barely going to whiff, going over the head of a dead Jinx. With Jinx down, Baron is looking like it's going to the side of Weekend, and they look hungry.
Yeah, I feel like if Olaf doesn't somehow steal this Baron of this game.
Absolutely, we were talking about it earlier in the match. Weekend Warriors having a lot of Baron pressure with the Siva, with the Kled pushing as well. Their Baron seizures are far more favorable than GIF. Nautilus landing a dredge line on a Jish. Jish hasn't popped his ult just yet. Loz CC being blown. Ornn ult goes through the entire team except for Galaxy Bear. Casual giving his life for his team. Siva goes unstoppable.
Yeah. And now they're gonna start speed. Ooh, that Jinx ult did a lot of damage, and it might dissuade them to stop pushing. And it does indeed look like it did. Gonna give them a little bit of relief for a little bit as they wait for their teammates to come back alive. They should be able to hold off against this siege for a little bit longer.
Resetting just outside vision, so they still don't know where they are, but the Baron minions at mid are buffed up, so they will have to be careful. Diana making sure that wave crashes, so when it resets mid lane, they can look to 5v5 in mid. But they're opting for Kled to go top lane instead, using this Baron pressure, splitting it across the map, putting Kled in the side lane as opposed to Siva. It's pretty obvious at the moment, but with both of them having such fast pushing potential, Siva can run the siege with mid lane, with Syndra, with Nautilus, with Diana. Meanwhile, Kled's keeping that tempo up at the exact same rate on the other side of the map. Since he's so fed with that Titanic Hydra, now he's got Black Cleaver as well. He's going to shred the waves. He's also going to start shredding towers, Baron or not.
Yeah, this is sort of just looking like GYF are just bleeding out at the moment. They're really just struggling to find any hold back into this game.
Absolutely, and Lulu's going to get stunned in the backline, and that Q from Siva almost killing Lucky outright. Lulu getting stunned on the other side, getting half health by Syndra as well. That Infernal Soul being so destructive this game.
Yeah, and it's looking quite a very greedy blast plant by the Nautilus.
Killed himself using that blast cone. Matt is going to drop immediately. That's one major frontline member down. But so much damage going on to Jish from Siva and Syndra out of range. Casual lands a knockup, but it's only going to hit Gryffindor. Gryffindor rooted as well from the Jinx. One for all. May going to get engaged on. Ease away from the ult from Gryffindor, but they're going to look for even more. Casual got to take the ult from Syndra. No picks are going to happen off of that play. But a lot of people are very low health.
Yeah. And the Siva is going to have to back, which is losing a lot of those.
Too far forward. One shot kill goes over to Lucky, and the CC from Silas with Everfrost secures that kill.
Okay, and if Weekend Warriors somehow lose this game, we are all reporting the Nautilus, correct?
So Nautilus with that blast cone very greedy. Almost looked for a pick off of the dredge line from that blast cone, so I could see what he was looking for, but missing that dredge line, pretty detrimental. Pixie looking for a kill on the casual, but this is turning around very quickly. Polymorph coming in as well. Pixie's going to have to flash away. His team is still over the Elder Wall. They cannot help. They're not going to chase him down, but they are going to start the Elder Dragon. This is their time to get back into this game. They did lose Baron, they have lost a soul. But if they get Elder, they could look to end. Teleport's going to come in. Pixie's ulting in with Gryffindor, but still they are two split up. Pixie in the middle of all of them. Skull pops with Diana ult coming down as well. Going one-shot Jish. One for all, going forced to go Golden. Jinx going to pick off the Kled running backwards as well. Siva going to get a double kill on Lulu with the Q. Snipe from downtown. Maddie looking for the dredge line, but she's going to die instead. Casual looking to try and turn this Elder Dragon. Is looking to the side of, shall I say, Weekend Warriors Alpha, but it doesn't look like they're even going to need it. That's a quadra kill to Siva.
Yeah. And luckily the game was not lost. It was looking pretty dangerous for a second there for the side of Weekend, but the Kled and the Dino were able to delay long enough for their Siva to get there, and Siva just tore through the team GYF. And that's looking like it is going to be game, unless Olaf does something insane.
Can they shove this fast enough? The two Nexus towers are going to drop there on the Nexus. Dredge line connects with Olaf. Olaf going to return the kill immediately, and the Nexus falls to the side of Weekend. Moving over to post-game. Weekend looking very, very destructive since that Kled First Blood so early on in the jungle.
Yeah, Kled did a very good job of keeping that lead and abusing it, just attracting pressure and just being a menace in these fights. And Siva did her job. She scaled, she chilled out early, she got her farm, kept a really steady pace of farming, and because of that, she was able to just absolutely destroy in those team fights, just like one-shotting that Jinx in that late game fight with a single Q. Showing the menace that is a lethality Siva.
Yeah, once she picked up the Cyrilda's Grudge for that final fight, we saw that Q do so much damage to Lulu in the backline. Wasn't quite on screen, but I saw the Lulu health in one frame and Lulu dead in the other. So picking up that Serpent's Fang, really destructive to Lulu being able to protect her ADC.
Yeah. And luckily, the side of Weekend, that huge grief by Nautilus didn't cost him the game.
Almost did. We saw Siva pop that blast cone over the wall as well, saying, nah, this is my turn. Maddie, we saw what happened last time you tried to use a blast cone. So they end the game, take out game 2. Do you have any further notes?
Any further notes? It's been great casting.
Absolutely. Same with you, my friend Stabbable at the desk. Now we are going to cut out for the night. Thank you for joining us here at BSV. We'll see you next Monday on the Alpha Schedule.